Hello, folks. I'm Detroit Miracle. Yes, and indeed. Right now, I am here to have more cool comic book slash film slash story discussion fun. This such topic will be about the illustrious singer Vickie Winans. Yes, so Vickie Winans originally was born in Detroit and of course was raised in Detroit as Vivian Bowman. She would later become Vickie Winans when she got married into the famous Wyman's clan. But initially, she was a Bowman who was, in fact, a part of a very spiritually gospel musical family. Yeah, she had a very large family with and has a very large family of large amounts of siblings, I believe to be 11 or 12 total. So she, of course, started singing in the church choir like many sensational, iconic gospel singers had. So, like with her, much like with everyone else that hit it big in the gospel world, instantly she was a child gospel singing prodigy. Even at 8 years old, she was a star in the church. And then later on, she would join a choir and would do tours in terms of going to different gospel events and festives where popular gospel singers would go and perform. She did that for quite some time. When she got married at some point, she started releasing solo projects. I believe she married in the mid 80s or early 90s, but either way, she started releasing solo album after solo album after solo album. She was one of the hardest working women in music and labeled the hardest working woman in gospel because she was releasing albums back to back to back, and she took over the gospel charts. Every type of gospel musical chart saw many of her hit songs charting them. So she released so many albums that she had so many hit songs to chart on the gospel charts, and there must be numerous gospel charts. Well, she dominated those with her hit songs of gospel, and she consistently did that. But surprisingly, she would hit it even bigger by recording a live album instead of a studio album. So that live album put her out there more, and it gained her a huge wide fan base in terms of that. And I will also be comparing power levels of Vickie Winans through all her characterizations that showed her immense power. Okay, so Vickie Winans she released one very successful live album, and then she saw that that album made her even more popular, so she recorded another live album. So, and that became a hit. So her live albums are consistent, stellar hits. And her regular studio albums do great in the gospel world as well. In terms of, okay, now I'm going to characterize her as a powerhouse. She's a very powerful singer, a very powerful songwriter, a very powerful producer, a very powerful stage performer, which is said to attune her beautiful vocal message to people's hearts and spiritually connect to them in ways for purposes of giving them spiritual cleansing and guidance. So she is a true powerhouse in all characterizations that show the illustrious singer great called Vickie Winans. All right, folks, let me know how you feel about this one.